is John Colin with okraw.com. I have another exciting episode for you today. I'm here with my good friend, Catherine Clark. And both Catherine and myself were featured in the latest issue of Healing Our World. This is probably the best magazine if you're interested in the living and raw foods diet. And the best news of all is that you can get a free subscription to it. And we'll mention that at the end of the video. Nonetheless, every issue is about a different theme, and this month's theme is human sexuality.
My favorite topic.
Who doesn't like to talk about sex? So in this video, what we're going to talk about is we're going to talk about each of our articles that we wrote. And first, we're going to talk to Catherine about her article. So Catherine, tell me about the article you wrote and what it's all about.
Well, my article is called Can Food Put You in the Mood? And I was so excited when they asked me to write this article at Hippocrates because I've actually done some research, John. David Wolf asked me in 2000 when we were all down in Jamaica at the Raw Food Conference if I thought raw fooders were hornier than regular people. And I do have a degree in psychology and sociology, and my answer is definitely yes. When you see groups of raw fooders, you'll notice that there are more signs of, social, sexual behavior. This sort of thing, the flushing, the eye contact, the laughing, the body posturing. Then you see in normal diet people, and usually if they've had alcohol or something, you'll see the flirting and so forth. But of course with raw fooders, that's not the case. So in my article, I talk a little bit about foods that specifically enhance your sexual energy and your sexual vitality. I only had room to put one food, and interestingly enough, I put the fenugreek sprout.
Fenugreek sprouts, huh? Will get you in the mood, huh?
Yeah, and they make you smell so sweet.
Oh, wow.
And they actually have hormone precursors. And it turns out that many of the foods that have been considered aphrodisiac foods down through the ages, we now through modern research know they have hormone precursors in them, and they are actually directly related to our hormone system. But the real bottom line of my article is that whenever you have radiance and vitality and extraordinary health, that is going to increase all the energy, not just sexual energy. And sexual energy can be used not just for procreation or making a baby, but for all kinds of creativity, writing, visioning, making a beautiful garden like you have here. There are all sorts of ways to channel that energy. And in Taoism, there's dual cultivation, which is actually lovemaking with another person, and then there's single cultivation, which is using that sexual energy to enhance your vitality, improve your immunity, and your overall health. And I touch on that just a little bit too.
Oh, wow. So I'm sure my viewers want to know, Catherine, what are some other foods that can put you in the mood?
Well,
besides the fenugreek sprouts.
What we have on the front cover of the magazine, of course, the avocado, which looks like an ovum or an egg, and then the lentil sprouts that are swimming towards the avocado.
Yeah, let's give everybody a close-up on that. You can check it out.
Yeah, these foods actually nourish the body in an extraordinary way, and the essential fatty acids are very, very good for your hormones and your hormone precursors. The avocado has for centuries been considered an aphrodisiac food because of the doctrine of signatures. When you cut it in half the other way, it looks like a uterus.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so those are two more aphrodisiac foods. Of course, one of the main aphrodisiac foods would be the wild blue-green algae from Upper Klamath Lake.
Okay.
And part of the reason is that it has the PEA, the phenylethylamine, which is the love molecule. That is literally the chemical that your brain makes when you're wildly in love. And so after eating that, you get that loving feeling. One thing leads to another.
Wow, so I'm gonna have to make a recipe with like fenugreek sprouts, avocado, and the Klamath blue-green algae.
That's right.
Wow, put somebody in the mood. All right, cool. So next I'm gonna go over the article I wrote, and it's kind of funny after going to Catherine's telling you hers. I made an article entitled Non-Sexual Gratification. Right now I'm actually not in a relationship, so I have all this energy to channel to somewhere. And I want to let people know that, there are other areas that you should be gratified with. Obviously, sexual gratification is when you feel gratified from, sex or some aspect or some element of having sex, but there are much more other things you can do with your life than just have sex all day in and out. So, in my article, I touch on some of the things that maybe you could have gratification from besides sex. One of the biggest ones, obviously, is food. Food really gratifies us. It's actually the easiest thing to do. And in many cases, especially for a single guy, food is a lot easier to obtain than sex. So food is a great one. Another one that you can get gratification from, like for me, is sharing and teaching people. So I have a YouTube channel, actually several YouTube channels, where I actually teach people about growing food and raw foods, eating healthier. And I guess that's probably another area that I channel a lot of my energies into these days. Amongst all my channels, I maybe come out with a video almost once a day. So that's actually a lot of work, but I'm glad I could do it because I know that I'm affecting change in a lot of people. And that really actually means a lot to me, and is really gratifying for me to know that just little old me is making a difference in the world. So yeah, I want to encourage you guys to, definitely have sexual gratification, but also look for some non-sexual gratification in your life as well.
Well, you may want to learn more about single cultivation, John, the Taoist techniques I'm talking about, where you use your sexual energy to increase your vitality. It sounds like something that would be right up your alley.
Yeah, I think it definitely would. So I know my viewers, they still want to talk more about sex than we've either talked about now. So what else, Catherine? Because I know you're traveling around the circuit and giving talks about this very subject that you've researched quite well. What else can you share with my viewers today that will...
Well, I want to share my email address because I do have some aphrodisiac recipes that I would love to send to everyone, and that is healthworks, health, H-E-A-L-T-H, works, W-O-R-K-S, hi for Hawaii, H-I, at gmail.com. So as I've been mentioning, that your sexual energy can be used in a number of ways for creativity, and that's really what John's article is about, because so many people today are not partnered. Right, they are not having someone to practice their sexuality with. And when we're eating a diet that's primarily raw foods, we do have a lot of vitality, we do have a lot of sexual energy. And I think that people are becoming more aware of actually having sexual energy in exchange with plants. Like here in your garden. I mean, these plants
I
are
love my plants.
sexy. They really are. And beautiful trees. And when you see the way the branches part, and oftentimes, they will look like yonis, or they'll look like sexual organs when you look at trees. And many times in Qigong, you would just go up and embrace the tree and allow the tree's energy, the vitality, to exchange with your energy. And that's a way of lovemaking that doesn't involve just your gonads or your sexual organs or your mind, your fantasies, but a way that you can use your entire body to exchange energy with the tree and collect the vitality and the wisdom from that tree, which, some trees are 100 years old.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of strength, a lot of wisdom, a lot of vitality that can come to you from doing that. Or when you admire a beautiful flower. Flowers are very much connected to sexuality, giving flowers to your lover and so forth. But you have beautiful edible flowers here in the garden, and that can be very much a sensual experience when you're enjoying the colors and recognizing that in our energetic body, our chakras are different colors, starting with red at the bottom, going to are purple at the top, my favorite color. And flowers of all different colors, when you consume them, nourish the different parts of the body, because balance is really where it's at. Not just having a lot of sexual energy in your red chakra. And, people who have that frequently walk around with their hips thrust forward, right?
Yeah,
but eating a variety of colors in our diet
Absolutely.
can help balance all of our energy centers so that we're very much balanced, and that our energy meets in the center in our heart and radiates out.
Wow.
Right?
Right.
And that in that way you can have loving relationship that enhances your creativity, not just with people, but with your pets, with trees, with flowers, even by looking up in the sky and just noticing how we're nourished and how energy comes from our environment that builds our vitality and can enhance our sexual energy.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, I would definitely agree. I've mentioned, in all my shows that we want to eat a diet rich in colors and eat all the colors of the rainbow. So I have all different colors of flowers here, and right in front of us, we're looking at like red lettuce and green lettuce, and this is actually some amazing celery or celeriac grown for the root, but you could also eat the stalks, and so many different things growing on in my garden. And I guess that's where I've been putting a lot of my energy to, but I guess I'm loving my plants and they are loving me back in more ways that I even know about.
Well, one of John's favorite foods, coconuts. Me too. I love them. Coconuts are so sensual, and they're known as an aphrodisiac food because they're very much like an egg or an embryo. Right?
Right, yeah.
And they also hang down like male genitals.
And then also too, when they sprout, actually, there's that like the little baby on the inside, which is the coconut sprout or Queen's candy. If you've never had it, you got to try it. It's not like eating eggs, but it's delicious.
It certainly is, and they're very, very mineral rich, which is very good for your body and helps you build your sexual fluids. Both men and women have sexual fluids. For men, very zinc rich. So you would look for foods that have a lot of zinc in them, which of course the fenugreek is very good for that as well.
Wow. So if you don't remember anything else, remember the fenugreek sprouts to put your partner in the mood.
Yeah, and John was going to mention the Hippocrates Health Institute does offer their magazine for free. If you go to their website, Hippocrates Inst, that's hippocratesinst.org. Down on the bottom of the front page, down to the left, it will say Hippocrates Magazine. And if you click that, you can put in your mailing address, and they will send you this magazine. It comes out 3 or 4 times a year, and it's a phenomenal issue. They're already gone. They're reprinting it. This magazine has been distributed more quickly than any other magazine they've had to date.
Thank you for sharing with my viewers how to get their own subscription to Healing Our World. I definitely like Healing Our World magazine a lot because it is a free subscription, and actually myself and Catherine are guest writers in there every once in a while. So you could look forward to our writings in there.
And one of the things I love is there are so many stories of miraculous healings that people have gone through using the raw food diet and natural healing, and that's such an inspiration. So many people call me and say, do you know anybody who's helped themselves from this condition or that condition? And in every magazine there are several success stories.
Testimonials. Yeah, that's really important. I think that's why I live the way I do. I almost lost my life when I was younger, as you know, Catherine, and now I'm growing like 90 to 95% of my vegetables, eating out of my garden, and living the best way, and actually teaching what I've learned for the past 17 years with everybody there in YouTube land. So
yes, I love it when John comes to Florida and we get to have him as a guest speaker at Hippocrates. And I do offer a private kind of concierge service where you can help customize your visit to Hippocrates Health Institute. If you've never been there before, just email me about that. And yes, I do offer a $100 gift certificate at the store if you book through me.
All right, great, Catherine. Well, hope you guys enjoyed this episode, learning more about human sexuality and raw foods. Once again, my name is John Kohler with okraw.com. We'll see you next time, and remember, keep eating your fresh fruits and vegetables. They're the best.